Hello everyone, it's me again. For the people who don't know me, I'm Benedetta, I'm from Italy, and last year I was an au pair in Germany in the city of Freiburg. Today I'm here on the YouTube channel of AuPairWorld to talk about something very important, and this is how to make friends during an au pair experience. Of course, making friends is one of the most important things when you are abroad, alone and in a new country. I remember that before my departure I was so worried and my thoughts were always, oh my god, what I will do if I don't make friends. Well, you know, if you are a future au pair and you are going abroad very soon, I know that also you are worried about this, but through this video I really hope to help you and to give you some advice about the social media that also I used before my departure and also during my au pair experience in order to make new friends when I was abroad. The first social media that I used was Instagram. I remember that I looked at the Instagram page of AuPairWorld because here they publish very often some posts with the name of some cities, and a lot of pair, for example, like the post or write a comment below it, and here was really so useful because sometimes I've met, for example, some girls that were closer to my city. Another thing very important that I remember that I used also was to write directly the name of the city on Instagram, or for example write the hashtag au pair experience, au pair in plus the name of my city, or au pair in Germany. And here really I saw a lot of posts and photos of au pair that were in Germany. And this really was for me so useful because I remember that here on the Instagram social media I met one of my closest friends during my au pair experience. Another very important social media for me was Facebook. Of course, also the Facebook page of AuPairWorld, but on Facebook you can find a lot of au pair pages. For example, in my case I searched for au pair in Deutschland, and there were really a lot of pages where joined all au pair that were in Germany. And this was very useful because you can really meet not only au pairs that are in your city, but au pairs that, for example, are in north, in the south of Germany. And this is so beautiful because, for example, when you want to travel, you can say, okay, this weekend I will go to meet my au pair who lives, for example, in Berlin, in München. And I really like this aspect because I also met people and other au pair that were not only in my city. Also on Facebook I recommend to search, for example, some other pages of international people who are living abroad. I remember, for example, that there were a lot of pages, for example, Italians in Germany, in my case, or Italians in this city. And this was really useful because I've met also on these pages also Erasmus students that were in the university of, for example, of my city. TikTok then, of course, is the most used social media nowadays, and it was also this social media very useful for me, and also because here you can find a lot of TikToks of au pairs who share their welcome to my au pair day, how is my au pair routine, and also this can be so useful because sometimes you really can meet other au pairs, and some also can live also closer to you. Also here, like Instagram, I recommend also to search for the name of your city, or also through the hashtag au pair or au pair experience or au pair plus the name of your country. Taking part then in a language course can be, of course, useful for the language, but also to meet new people. And this here you can meet not only au pair, but for example also international students or new people in the city. And what I recommend is that also that this can happen when the course is organized online. For example, I took part on an online course that was dedicated only to au pair in all Germany, and this was really so amazing because I really met all au pair from all Germany, and it was also so funny because I remember that during the German course, yes, of course, we did exercises, we learned the grammar, but then we share also our experience because, yeah, we were all au pairs, and this really was so beautiful and very useful also, yeah, for the language, but to meet new people. Another tips that I wanted to give you is also to take advantage during your free time. For example, if you have some hobbies, you like sport, you like going to the gym, you like sing, you like, for example, play an instrument, my advice is to look, for example, during your stay, if in your city or very close, there are some gyms, there are some for example, organized activities where you can join. Here, of course, you can meet people from all ages, but can also be very useful to meet new people and also local people and to improve the language. Yeah, of course, then you can say, yeah, but mainly I want to meet other au pair. So a very important advice that I want to give you is the fact that when also you bring your host kid to school or to some sport activities, try to pay attention if, for example, there are other families with other au pair. This can happen mainly, for example, if you live in a small town, for example, like happened to me. I live in this very small town, but through this I found, for example, 2 other host families with other 2 au pairs, and this really was so amazing. Another important advice is to ask to your host family, for example, if they have contact with other host families who host au pair, or for example that they knew, for example, host families that they don't live in your city but in another city, because sometimes also this can happen. And but very important, and what I really recommend, because it is also what I did, was to ask for the contact of the previous au pair, because this can be really useful, because for example she had made a lot of friends during her au pair stay, and for example the other au pair, they can stay, for example, some months, or for example they just arrived, and this can be really useful because you can have already some contacts. Then also another tip is to look if, for example, you live in a close of a university city. For example, I lived closer to Freiburg and to another big university city, is to search on their Instagram or Facebook page, for example, if they have a group or also a WhatsApp group dedicated to international students. This because sometimes in this group they organize some activities, some meetings where can join not only Erasmus students, but for example international people who are new in a town, and of course also au pair. So this can be really useful and also amazing, because I remember that I met a lot of people and students from all over the world. So these are the main social media that I used for making friends during my au pair experience. What I want to tell you is that no, don't worry if at the beginning can be difficult to make friends or to meet au pair who lives close to you, because really this can happen also to me. What I really wanted to tell you is that, of course, during this au pair experience, sure, you will make a lot of friends from all over the world, and this is really the most beautiful thing of your au pair experience. So I really hope that you enjoyed my video, and really good luck with everything and with your beautiful au pair experience. Ciao!